Get in, nerds. We are playing Hearts of Iron 4. I am just going to go ahead and grab this one army that I didn't do anything with, and I'm going to station them in German Canada for our future invasion of the United States. I'm going to end up doing this with a couple more armies. At the moment, let me just clear my... Okay, Kurt's good to go. My abilities available indicators. Very good. Again, I don't tend to pick up Guerrilla Fighter, I just don't think it's very good. Good. What does base organizer do? Planning speed. Alright, neat. Alright, and that is everyone. Alright, and now Cipher United States is complete. Let's go with Romania next. Just go ahead and unpause this here. I'm not going to accept any non-aggression pacts because I don't want to have any non-aggression pacts. And we are going to get some of these spies. Ooh. Huh. Wild. Belgium was in a faction all its own, huh? Interesting. Whose war goal was that? I'll take the other side of Belgium. I don't actually want any of Africa. So, submit for that. Ask for that. And no navies to take. And everything else has been annexed by the UK, which is fine with me. So, I'm just going to make sure they're not disputing any of the European areas. Alright, confirm and exit. Cool. That's pretty neat. Moving right along here. How are my logistics? Got plenty of infantry equipment. Oh, right. I was going to put these spies rooting out resistance in the Soviet Union and other areas. Some big zones here. Well, allocate you to right... Oh, no, I actually already got someone there. So allocate you to Stalingrad. And then you're extra. Now you root out resistance. We're actually doing pretty well in Paris and surrounding environs. So let's go ahead and... Well, Belgium actually itself is not ideal, so... Oh, we can cover the whole Low Countries. Perfect. There's our upgraded destroyer hull ready to go. So let's go ahead and grab the depth charge mortar. Unpause that. This army has no orders as such. I think Japan's in our faction, right? Yes, they are. Japan's in our faction. I'm fully confident in their ability to handle all matters involving the situation over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this division covering the western portion of Canada. Set a go order here. This army will set a go order here. And then we'll make sure we've got sufficient air bases built up to support the advances that I've just planned. And I'll put another one in the center of the front, and hopefully that will suffice. These will actually not take as long to build as it looks like they will, so we'll just put them all the way at the top. Essentially all the way at the top. Alright. Indian People's Republic's been annexed. Interesting. So, artillery will be good to go in 36 days. trucks very soon. Support equipment's already good to go. So let's go ahead and get ourselves a new pair of armies of infantry training and see what that does to our overall logistics. We're reintegrating Luxembourg and South America. God, it's so hard for me to remember that it's still only technically 1940. It's still really, really early. So I am going to do invasions of Iran and Turkey, but I don't need to do them yet. We're just going to go ahead with a... here. Oh, that's right. This army is also available. So we'll put this one in the center of the front with the United States at this point. And then I'm going to grab a few divisions each for these secondary sectors of the front. And you here.
Angetreten.
Oop, we're lagging? We're not lagging. Alright, cool.
Befehle. Alright.
This order, which has the majority, we're just going to order to do a long... Actually, we'll do a deeper advance. Down this way. And we are going to have my armored force. So, beautiful. This army is really having a supply problem that I am not psyched about. So, what do we want to... It's really just these interior... These two provinces here. So if I actually split the army in half, shrink this front to here, and then grab just a handful of divisions and put them here, and assign them to attack this way, that should solve it. That should solve the supply issues. We'll see how that goes. I was trying to declare war on Shanxi. I don't think that affects us at all. And because this army is doing so bad on experience, particularly these divisions, which I think I just deployed early, I'll just go ahead and set them exercising for the moment, just to get their experience up. How about this army? Is this army fully supplied? It is, but it's not fully exercised, so we'll grab that unit, have that finish out. Alright. Hungarian bomber competition? Absolutely. I'm actually going to grab my 2 cavalry divisions and the infantry division I got in here. I'm going to deploy them to that front. And this guy can start exercising as well. Now, this army can be an overall more motorized army. So what does that do to our artillery needs? We're still basically good from an artillery perspective. I'll definitely increase artillery output as things go on. So maybe... Actually still really good on infantry equipment. But again, you can't be too careful with infantry equipment. Infantry equipment just is what it needs to be. I don't desire... Oh, that's right. I can also put forces in the south here. Which, honestly, the temptation to do is quite high. It is now January 1st. So we'll go ahead and start with our January techs. What have I already designed from a ship's perspective? Nothing. Cool. And where are we with Oh, I don't have the fully built out dual-purpose secondary battery yet. That's right. That's why I'm waiting on the ships. Well, we'll get there. We'll get there, and then it'll be ship design o'clock, friends. Do we have any other armies that are not fully leveled up?
Angetreten.
Oh, nothing armor scheme. Still working on carriers. Oh, I need the medium battery as well. Perfect. And what do I need for Plan Z? Just 4 carriers and 3 battle cruisers, which is imminently possible to do. With a minimum of extra effort. Huh. Weird that our factories fell off of railway guns. That's probably due to factory damage. Nope. Interesting. Interesting. Oh, Free France has embargoed us. Well, enjoy that, Free France. Alright, sorry, my edge of screen scroll seems to have broken again, which is not my favorite. This game is extremely good, well optimized, and never fails at anything. Let me try. I remember there being something that caused this. Alright, anyway, we'll get started on the improved dual-purpose secondary battery. And that will get all of our naval needs met in good time. Great Britain is still at war with these various countries. What is going on in Africa right now? Yep, Great Britain's still doing that. Alright, so that's not going to be a problem for us. That's just Britain doing their thing. We are short on manpower. It's going to be time to go to service by requirement. We do have the capacity to go to total mobilization, but we're not fighting a large enough country yet. There's the reintegration of Alsace-Lorraine. Let's see. Operation Tenenbaum would give me an schools in Switzerland. Again, these don't help me any. So I think we're just going to start on some air foci, I guess. Actually, unless... Are these any good? Not really. Yeah, we're just going to go with air foci. We're going to go with tactical. I don't have any interest in strategic bombers. Just sort of as a rule. Should probably put an army down there. Let's get these tanks deployed.
Achtung!
And we'll get them exercising. We have some free dockyards already. I'm going to keep these building. I can actually queue these into these destroyer plans so that we can get those built up and ready to go. There's the deck conversions tech. I do have a speed bonus researching the 1936 carrier hulls, so we'll just go ahead and knock that right out. I realize it would be optimal for me to get started on the 1941 industrial techs at this point, but to be completely honest, I don't see that as a good use of my capacity overall. We are starting to get more manpower here. This has obviously caused a corresponding decrease in my industrial output, but that's okay. I gotta keep increasing the armies. I don't want expeditionary forces. I want you to manage your own. You do an expedition. Sir, do an expedition. In fact, I should put some troops in Catholic Mexico now that I'm thinking about it. should check out my supply situation over here. Ooh, it's not great. So tell you what. We already have a supply depot here. We just need to motorize it. In fact, now that I'm thinking about it, all of our supply depots in Canada need to be motorized. One, two. This one, as well as Vancouver. Pay no attention, United States. It's not a prelude to an invasion. It's just the troops are just on vacation in Canada. Don't worry about it. Our doctrine, we are maxed out. Special forces. Interesting options. The temptation to grab backhand blow is extremely high right now. But I'm trying not to go too far with that. I think we're going to bring Rommel's army over to the west. In fact, yeah, I think one of these new infantry armies is going to go to the front in northern Iran. Yep, I think that's my plan. Those can get done with. Go ahead and deploy you to Berlin. And we'll have these units just go ahead and join this army. So this is going to be primarily a tank army at this point. And that means that it will get those tasty, tasty tank experience bonuses. Yeah, artillery situation is rough. What are you going to do? Answer, build some more military factories, but not quite yet, because we're still working on a massive, massive increase in naval output, which is going to get properly underway in about a month. So we'll hike up the game speed to 4 here. How am I doing with resources overall? I'm actually fine for chromium. The only thing I'm not super good on is tungsten. So do I have any tungsten opportunities? I do. I have tungsten mines in the Caucasus. I also have mines in Kaizel Orda, but I need excavation 4 for that. I have rubber plantations in Madagascar, but I've got so much rubber it's not even funny, so we won't need to worry about that. Where are these tungsten mines in the Caucasus? Sochi. And where, may I ask, is Sochi? This is the Caucasus, is it not? Alright, this is silly. Fine, I'll go to the resource map mode. This is Krasnodar. Well, I'll be able to find it in a minute. Alright, so that's the end of the depth charge research. Let's go ahead and get started with the other industrials. Again, don't want expeditionary forces. There's dockyards. Once again, we'll queue them into these destroyers to get those producing faster. I'm going to queue the ones at the bottom up to 10. Actually, I'm going to leave the others at 5 and put the ones at the bottom up to 10 so that those will fill in faster and get done sooner. Put 5 into the convoys for now. Very good. There's construction. Still doing pretty okay on fuel. An improved dual-purpose battery is coming very, very soon. Sufficient resources. It's a tungsten issue. It's okay. It's okay. Sure, Italy. You can give me Lend-Lease all you like. Once I get excavation 4 and 5, I'll also have some options to expand oil, which will be really useful. Right. And there's the dual-purpose battery. So, yeah, I think electric torpedo is a useful thing to have. So let's design us some ships. First we need... I don't need any converted carriers. I don't need my coastal defense ship, and I don't need a battlecruiser 3. Line shipbuilders. Go with capital ship stuff. Yeah, armor and a little bit of production cost is probably fine. Heavy attack, absolutely. And then we'll go with more. Oh, we could go with heavy attacking and production cost. Getting to be high production cost here, though, I'll tell you what. And then... yeah, we'll take torpedo resistance. Alright, so... we'll go with battlecruiser armor 3, heavy engine 3. You don't need... we'll get radar. But more importantly, we'll get upgraded fire control. Anti-air. 3 heavy batteries. And then everything else, upgraded dual-purpose secondary. That's the goal here. That's a monster battlecruiser. So, we'll call that battlecruiser 3. It's going to cost us 61 experience design. It's going to have 39 armor, 17 AA, 16 light attack, 72 heavy attack. Kerblam. I'm going to build 4 of these. And those are going into our main fleet. Oh, that's right. I stole more fleets. I stole more fleets and I forgot to deal with them. I sure hope Huxiflut means primary battle fleet, because I'm sure treating it like it means primary battle fleet. Look at me, a person who does not speak German. So, what do we have in these fleets? Are these any good? Not really. Am I using old, slow battleships in my primary fleet already, though? Yes, I am. So we'll put those in there. Rest of these... let me see. How many... you have 7 fleets in here already. Ooh. These ones are good. Ooh, they're slow, though. Sverig class, Oscar the second class. These are getting to be really, really slow. The Iron class isn't too bad. We'll put those in the primary battle fleet. Am I using anything that's below 20 here? Oof, I'm getting awfully close. Why do I keep going to the kill list? I don't want the kill list. My Scharnhorst classes, those are ones that I designed, kind of. Here's my upgraded Scharnhorst classes. Okay, alright. That's fine. Oh, these ones are... oh, those are light cruisers. These ones are the ones I was looking at. They're actually... these ones are too slow. These need to go in. I'm going to put them in the escort fleets. We'll put them all in the escort fleets. Then we got some submarines that can come out. Any submarines here? Yes, we do. Perfect. Any submarines here? Virtually all submarines. And what about you? No submarines. Cool. So, we'll consolidate these. And we've got 8 raiding fleets. So we'll just kind of split this into 8. And pop 6 of these into each of these raiding fleets. And that'll be how we handle the submarines aspect of this whole peace treaty. Alright. Now these other ships actually got a pretty good supply here. So I'm just going to go ahead and... This one is too heavy for primary use. So we're going to put that into an escort task force as well. Everything else should be light enough that it'll be fine. So I'm just going to go ahead and split these into 8s. We'll pop 2 in each escort force. And 1 in each recon force. Is this a scientific method for Navy development? Not really. Is it easy enough that even a drunk cat can do it? Yes. There's 1936 carrier. Let's get started with 1940 carrier. We also have some other ships to design because we've got some 1940 designs already cooking. So, I don't need submarine 2s anymore. Let's get started with submarine 3s. We want better engines, torpedo tubes, more torpedo tubes, radar. Where's my... Oh, I didn't research snorkels. Well, that's okay. I'll call this submarine 3. Kablam. Those are ready to go. We can queue them up anytime we like, but they're not a priority. With that said, some of these fleets are pretty low. We could throw some submarines in them. I'm going to put 5 new submarines into this fleet that's only got 16 in it. And I'll do the same with this one that's only got 17. Cool. Queue these up to 4 dockyards each. Queue these up to... 5 dockyards each. We'll queue those up to 5 dockyards each. And now we need some destroyers and cruisers. For destroyers, I'm going to hold off on an upgraded fleet destroyer for now. So we'll just go with an ASW destroyer. And I think we're still going to leave the same number of depth charge throwers in this, while having the other custom slot for a dual-purpose battery. We'll call this ASW Destroyer 2. ASW Destroyer 3, rather. We'll get maximum sonar, maximum radar, and we don't need torpedoes for this type. W. I'm good at spelling. We don't need to build any of these right now. I can probably queue those up between episodes without a problem if I don't forget, which I might. And then last, we're going to want a general purpose cruiser for all of our cruising needs. Engine 3, upgraded armor, dual purpose secondary, radar, fire control, AA2. We'll go with light cruiser batteries for the corners. And then I always tend to do a little bit more AA. One more dual purpose secondary battery. And one more recon catapult. We'll call this General purpose light cruiser 3. And we're going to queue in one of these to each of our recon fleets. Oh, we still have a bunch of trait points available over here. Let's go with... It's only capital ships. Well, all these are capital ships. This is cruisers. Cool. And we'll go with the raiding fleet design for... Oop, that's not where I want to be. We'll go with the raiding fleet design for that, and save. So, we'll queue in a few of these as well. 6 exactly. And then lastly at the bottom... Oh, these need to get replaced with the newer design. Do 1 for each of these. And then 1 more at the bottom. I'm going to put 4 of these into the main battle fleet. And once again, we'll queue these in as... Actually, no. I'm going to queue these in as 2 dockyard projects for the time being while we build up some additional dockyard capacity. I'm going to put 2 each in the raiding fleets, and then 1 in each of the recon fleets for now. Alright, and that is ship working, all set. I will indeed invest in Turkey once again. Where is it? Economic policy, invest in Turkish state building. Is this a wise idea given my plan to invade Turkey? Maybe. Let's go ahead and throw in some awards here. Yep, okay. Go with org and breakthrough. And this is just something to spend political power on, frankly. Oh wow, this unit's got a lot of stuff available. We'll leave that one for now because I want to come back to that unit. But let's get the ones that only have 1 or 2 citations ready to go yet. Wow, these ones are all doing just incredible. Kind of wish I had a better light tank research, to be honest. Because my current light tank is just a garbage light tank. Once again, I'm prioritizing org and then going back through for breakthrough, because breakthrough is really nice to have a lot of. That's definitely something I should work on in my techs, but that is going to be a minute. These medium tanks are at 1/2 capability, but if I put them in place... No, there's no rush. No one's necessarily going to be in a war with the United States. What are you doing, division? You've failed to launch. Sir? Sir. Why don't you just go here and then we'll send you right across the ocean. That should get you where you need to go. Having a little bit of a supply problem right here. Easy solution. Alright, and there's the infantry divisions. We'll go ahead and Set these units into a training army. And set them exercising.
Angetreten.
We're still a little short on light tanks, but we're good on medium tanks, and we're finally good on mechanized. So that provides us a lot of what we need. We're also all set on trucks. Let's go ahead and train another 2 infantry armies for now. And that'll get a nice solid force built up, and then we can put the rest into the pool for suffering casualties with. Actually, maybe I'll just take these armies and put them straight away into Mexico. Might be right. Ooh! Legionary Romania wants to join the Axis. The world belongs to all who are strong. Perfect. That means I don't need this army. We're stronger together. On this border at all. And that means I can just go ahead and put them on the border with Catholic Mexico. And set them up for an invasion of the southern United States. And in fact, in that case, I'm going to grab half of this army, throw them into an army, and put them on the other half. And we'll prepare for an invasion this way as well. A 5-army invasion of the United States, excluding my great interwar light tanks, my very favorite. Actually, if we include these guys, it'll be a 6-division invasion, 6-army invasion. So let's go ahead and get started with that. And we'll set them up to do an armored spearhead into the United States. All right. What did I just say I was going to? Light tanks. Light tanks is what I was going to research. I've got a research speed bonus for tanks, though. Going for the 43 mediums would not be efficient, but it would be super rad. Let's do it. Let's do it. Man is the one that I'm... Well, it's good, right? Yeah. Yeah, man seems good. You'll have to wait for another day, light tanks, because I have to have some large medium tanks. Large medium does sound very silly, but hear me out here. I like tank. These destroyers are now out of date, but it's not a tragedy that we're building a few out-of-date destroyers. I'm also going to drop the number of convoys, the number of dockyards on convoys down to 2. And I'm going to cut 5 off of each of these so that we can get our higher level cruisers being built, because these are not... There's no pressure with these ones. Don't want your expeditionary forces. Let's go ahead and get some air bases built in Mexico. And then we'll get these supply hubs motorized. Supply is going to be particularly rough in the west, so we'll see how that goes. Go ahead and queue in more dockyards into these zones just to make sure that we're building up as much as we can build up. How long till we've got a carrier? 56 days. That's not bad. It is about... There's my new air stuff. We'll just continue to futz about with the other stuff. We're getting about to the point where we would invade the United States. Sorry, where we would invade the Soviet Union if we were doing an Operation Barbarossa in a historical timeline. So I think this just about counts. And we'll see if we're biting off more than we can chew here. Intel Ledger says they're still at undisturbed isolation and free trade with limited conscriptions. So probably this is going to be what the children call a steamroll. But they have got 317 factories. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. We got Wilkie's New Deal, 84% stability, 59% war support. They're not building efficiently, but they are doing what they're doing. They are doing what they've chosen to do. Actually going to cut the last of these old destroyers, because I don't think we actually need them. Basic CAS airframe. I don't need that. Hold up. Maybe I do. I've been building basic CAS this whole time. Like a hero. Right, well, I'll deal with that at a later point. Maybe we'll wait until it gets really cold, and then we'll rely on attrition to bash down the United States. But I think what I'm just going to do is try to get these two armies closer to ready to deploy. Perfect. We've got dockyards available now. So we'll go ahead and expand these ones out to 5 dockyard projects. And the one in the main fleet to a 10 dockyard project. Kind of ridiculous that Japan hasn't won this war yet, but they're definitely getting there at this point. Oh. My goodness. I appear to be at war with Xinjiang. Wild. Well, my allies seem to be basically handling it. But let's get an army on that front. That was really smart. I'm so smart. Let's go ahead and put this army in a new theater. Put Hermann Hoff on it. Put it in an army group. Let's get von Rundstedt in command of that situation there. Division recovery rate. And then we'll just assign a front. Give an order. Hit the go button. I'm not too concerned about that whole situation personally. I get that there are people within the government who consider it important. I don't consider it very important. I'm too focused on my fleets. My fleets! I can't build up the tungsten situation yet. I'm not going to deal with all this SS stuff. I don't like it. I think it's boring. These armored divisions are nearly ready to go. Okay, does that affect the situation in some way? Cool. Probably should have read that, but it's okay. Sure. I'll be at war with Communist China. Alright. Anyways, that's all we've got time for this episode. Next episode, we're going to war with the United States, and we'll see how that goes. But for the moment, I've had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I'll see you all on the other side.